This coin was never supposed to stand out, never supposed to turn heads, never supposed to become a quiet obsession among collectors searching through piles of ordinary change. And yet today, it's doing exactly that. Hidden in plain sight, overlooked because of its worn, dirty surface, passed from hand to hand without a second glance. The 2001 Sacagawea dollar from the Denver Mint is proving that sometimes the most underestimated coins carry the deepest stories and the most unexpected potential. And if you've ever ignored one because it didn't shine, you might want to think again. 2001 Sacagawea One Dollar Coin. When the Sacagawea dollar debuted in 2000, it was meant to redefine the future of US dollar coins. It carried the hopes of the United States Mint to finally create a circulating dollar that the public would actually use. With its golden color, smooth edge, and powerful historical symbolism, it was a dramatic departure from the small, silver-toned Susan B. Anthony dollar that came before it. By 2001, the second year of production, reality had already begun to set in. Despite the initial excitement and massive promotion, the Sacagawea dollar was not widely embraced in everyday commerce. Production numbers were significantly reduced compared to the first year, and the Denver Mint struck approximately 103 million coins in 2001, a sharp drop from the nearly 767 million minted in 2000. That reduction alone begins to shift the narrative. While 103 million is still a large number in absolute terms, within the context of modern U.S. coinage, it represents a noticeable decline. Fewer coins entering circulation means fewer surviving examples in all conditions, especially as time passes and coins are lost, damaged, or removed from use. Now layer onto that the concept of condition, specifically, what many would casually call a dirty coin. The 2001 Sacagawea dollar, like all coins in this series, is composed of a manganese brass alloy. This gives it that distinctive golden color, but also makes it highly reactive to environmental exposure. Over time, these coins do not simply wear down, they change. Coins that have circulated for years often develop uneven surfaces, darkened patches, and a muted, almost aged appearance. What was once a bright golden shine becomes dulled, sometimes even blotchy. Oils from hands, moisture in the air, and contact with other materials all contribute to this transformation. And here's where things become truly fascinating. That dirty appearance is not always damage. Sometimes it is character. Collectors are increasingly paying attention to coins that show natural aging in unique ways. A 2001 Sacagawea dollar with unusual toning or distinctive surface patterns can stand out in a sea of otherwise identical coins. The randomness of environmental exposure means that no two coins age in exactly the same way. Some develop deep, rich golden hues, others show a mix of brown and amber tones, and a few display irregular patterns that almost resemble artwork. While traditional grading standards may penalize these coins for lack of brightness, there is a growing appreciation for originality and individuality. Of course, not all dirt is desirable. There is a clear distinction between natural toning and harmful contamination. Thick grime, corrosion, or sticky residue can obscure details and reduce the coin's appeal. But even in those cases, experienced collectors often resist the urge to clean the coin. Cleaning is one of the most damaging actions that can be taken on a coin. When a coin is cleaned improperly, it can lose its natural surface layer, resulting in an unnatural shine or visible scratches known as hairlines. These alterations are immediately noticeable to trained eyes and can significantly reduce the coin's value, sometimes permanently. So a dirty coin, left untouched, often holds more integrity than a cleaned one. Now let's explore the design, because the artistry of the Sacagawea dollar is one of its most compelling features. The obverse, created by Glenna Goodacker, presents a portrait of Sacagawea carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste. This design is not based on a historical portrait, but rather on a modern interpretation intended to honor her legacy. The expression is calm, confident, and forward-looking, capturing a sense of guidance and resilience. There is a warmth in the design that sets it apart from many other U.S. coins. The inclusion of her child adds a human dimension that resonates with collectors and historians alike. It's not just a depiction of a historical figure. It's a story of journey, survival, and contribution. The reverse, designed by Thomas D. Rogers Sr., features a soaring eagle surrounded by 17 stars. These stars represent the number of states in the Union during the time of the Lewis and Clark expedition. The eagle, wings fully extended, is captured in motion, symbolizing freedom and expansion. On a circulated 2001 D coin, especially one in dirty condition, these details may appear softened. The high points of the design, such as Sacagawea's cheek and the eagle's breast, tend to wear down first. Over time, the sharpness of the original strike fades, giving the coin a smoother, more subdued appearance. But even in this worn state, the design remains recognizable and powerful. Now let's turn to one of the most exciting aspects for collectors: errors and varieties. The 2001 D Sacagawea dollar is known to exhibit a range of minting anomalies. While not as famous as some first-year 2000 varieties, there are still notable errors that can significantly increase a coin's value. These include off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned with the planchet, die cracks, which appear as raised lines caused by fractures in the die, and double die errors, where elements of the design appear duplicated due to misalignment during the striking process. Even minor errors can attract attention, especially when combined with unusual surface characteristics. Imagine a 2001 D Sacagawea dollar with a visible die crack running through the design, combined with natural, uneven toning from years of circulation. That coin becomes more than just a piece of currency. It becomes a unique artifact. And uniqueness is one of the most valuable qualities in coin collecting. Now let's talk about market value. In standard circulated condition, a 2001 D Sacagawea dollar typically holds a value close to its face value, around $1. Slightly better examples with decent eye appeal might sell for $2 to $4. Coins with attractive toning or minor errors can reach into the $10 to $20 range. More significant errors or highly unusual appearances can push values even higher, sometimes into the $50 to $100 range or beyond, depending on demand and documentation. But perhaps the most important factor is collector interest. The Sacagawea series occupies a unique space in numismatics. It is modern enough to be accessible, yet rich in symbolism and history. It invites collectors to look beyond traditional definitions of value and consider the stories behind the coins. A dirty 2001 D Sacagawea dollar might not win awards for condition, but it might tell a story that no pristine coin ever could. It might have traveled across states, passed through countless hands, witnessed everyday transactions, and quietly endured years of use. Its surface, marked and altered by time, becomes a record of that journey. And for some collectors, that journey is what truly matters. There is also an element of discovery that keeps interest alive, because these coins are still out there. They are not locked away in vaults or limited to elite collections. They can still be found in circulation, in bank rolls, in coin jars, and in forgotten drawers. Every time you come across one, there is a chance, however small, that it might be something special. That possibility is what fuels the passion of coin hunting. And it's why even a dirty coin deserves a second look. In the end, the 2001 D Sacagawea $1 coin reminds us of something essential about collecting. Value is not always obvious. It is not always shiny, perfect, or immediately impressive. Sometimes, it is hidden beneath layers of wear, disguised by dirt, and waiting for someone curious enough to take a closer look. So the next time you see one of these coins, don't just pass it by.